Hey guys, welcome to the In the Galaxy podcast. And today we're going to be talking about ASAP Rocky's album, Long Live ASAP, which was my pick for Jay Williams. Jay, let's dive right into it. Let's talk about your thoughts of the album, my friend.
Yeah, definitely. This is a record I'd heard a lot about last year. It got quite a bit of hype, I think, and I just never really checked it out. I don't know why I didn't. I tend to not. I tend to spend a lot of time trying to really search for new artists in the more rock music genre,
Hmm.
and I don't spend as much time doing that in the hip hop genre. And yeah, just didn't really pay attention to that. So I'm glad that you picked it. I'm glad it's something that I've never heard before.
Thanks,
And
man.
yeah, I think this record so starts off with "Long Live ASAP." It's the title track on this record, and it man, I'm gonna be honest, dude. Like it kind of caught me off guard. Like it had a really, in a lot of ways, this record for me was kind of the opposite of Jay Z's record for a few reasons. One, because well, I didn't care for the Jay Z record, but um,
If you watch that, you'll know. It's obvious.
yeah,
Go back and
this
listen to it.
this record, man, it starts off and it's just different. It's weird. The beats, the beat. Every I'm gonna give a little bit of an overview on the record right
Yeah.
now. It is a very dynamic record. I never knew what the next song was going to bring, whether it was going to be this really down tempo beat that was real kind of weird and eerie. I didn't know if it was going to be a heavy, thick beat. I didn't know if it was going to be a fast club type of song. I didn't know if it was going to be a slow melodic song. And I like that, man. I like that it's dynamic. You know, I think people like Drake and I think people like Kanye bring that to the table. He switches his flows up a lot, which I really like too. It's never the same flow, which is I feel like Jay Z is kind of guilty of. He kind of does the same thing, and ASAP Rocky really impressed me with that. But this first song they starts off with "Long Live ASAP." It's just real weird. It's got a really good flow to it. Um, and it's got a really neat kind of chorus that comes in. It's a really well sang chorus. I don't know who it is that sings on it, but I
Oh,
really enjoy it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just a good song. It's just dark and eerie. Kind of reminds me a little bit, and I don't know if this is a genre or not in
Yeah.
hip hop, but it reminds me. I would probably classify it almost as like stoner hip hop, and I don't mean that as like straight up. Like if anybody out there that's watching is familiar with stoner rock or stoner metal or something like that, it's just this
Mhm.
real. It's dark and it's very emotive and atmospheric. It's just there's a lot of space. There's a lot of space in the music, and I felt
Yeah.
like that was kind of how this was. Almost like reminded me a lot of Kid Cudi almost. And I don't mean the way they sound,
Yeah.
because not all when you say something sounds like something, it's not always in relation to the singing or anything like that. Just the vibe of the record really
Yeah.
reminded me a lot of Kid Cudi. So just I really like that song. Moving on, song Goldie. It's kind of got some old school hip hop flavor to it in terms of the beat.
Hmm.
Um, let's see what else. Fucking Problems. I didn't care for this song that much. It seemed more like a club song to me.
Yeah, that's where you can tell. That's what I wanted your thoughts on, because when you listen to his, I think it's like first four or the tracks before that, all that song, the club banger, the pop hit,
Yeah,
it's like crazy because it
it,
sounds
it
nothing
comes it
like.
comes out of nowhere. It absolutely comes out of nowhere. And I thought I thought Drake had a pretty lazy, honestly had a pretty lazy rhyme on it, or had
Mm,
a pretty lazy verse on it. I thought he was a little bit lazy for as um, for as atmospheric and for as what's the word I'm looking for, adventurous as the rest of the record was. There was a lot of risks taken on this record. I feel like with sound
yeah,
and and just doing different stuff. I feel like this one was like it was just like he was trying really hard to have that one club song, because a lot of these songs on this record I couldn't hear them being played on the radio, but that doesn't mean that they're not good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, a shout out for me. Eric Blair actually got me onto ASAP Rocky,
Yeah.
and his to paraphrase him or to quote him, which could be dangerous, but he said like he was talking about this song. He goes, "This is the pop song that he had to do to get famous."
Yeah,
And listen to
absolutely.
all his other stuff.
And he's absolutely right about that. It
Yeah,
just it doesn't fit with the rest of the record. It's more of a low point for me. But the
I
songs,
love that song though.
yeah, I don't care for it at all. It's a trash song. But for me, it's a trash song on the record. If you could put it on, you could probably put it on, I don't know, a Kanye record or something, and
Well,
it would
I
fit more with them. But
I just love blasting it in my car when I'm driving and just bumping it. So it's one of those
no.
songs for me.
Now I will say, on the other hand, the song "Wild for the Night"
Oh
um,
snap! Yeah,
was
go ahead.
it was a very interesting song for me because it also kind of had that club song to it in the sense where it was a little bit more poppy, but it was a little bit more ambitious. Like it was actually this song was just a lot of fun for me, and
Yeah. Oh
it
yeah.
might be because I I like a lot of electronic music, and I do like Skrillex. I know Skrillex can get
Yeah.
some kind of a bad rap sometimes, but he's really good at what he
Yeah.
does,
Yeah.
man. And I wish more electronic musicians would do stuff like this, would actually
I
make
know
beats for people.
what
I mean,
Aesop Rocky's doing on this song is so innovative.
well, I don't know about innovative. I mean, there's definitely people that do it that do this, but maybe not to this level. So I will
Yeah,
give you
I
that.
I think ASAP's doing it the best. Maybe I'm not thinking of. I'll get some crap for this, but I like how T-Pain. I like his rap songs that incorporate techno. I mean, T-Pain.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
Well, and Kanye's kind of famous for bringing stuff like that in, but on the Watch the Throne record,
Yeah.
on the song "I Can't Stop," I can't remember who the producer was, who the dubs. There's a dubstep song that he samples in
Mhm.
that, and it's so good. But anyways, back to the song "Wild for the Night." It's just, man, it just goes so hard, and I like that all the songs here are so atmospheric and weird, and a little bit more down tempo, and the guitars have, or not the guitars, the drums have all this reverb on them, and they're
Oh
just
yeah,
here and echoing and over here, there, and everywhere. But this song, when it comes in, it just fucking smacks you in the
it
face. I
does.
mean, it's so good. Like, it's such a good song.
You
And
can't help but get your blood pumping when it's got that low bass. I'm going wild for the night. F be polite.
well, it's just that I don't know. It just I don't know about all that stuff that you just did, but more than
I was
anything,
doing the Skrillex part on the deep rap.
I heard it. I heard it. Don't go there again. Uh, it's just a good song, man. It's just a really
Yeah.
good song. It's approached well. The flow as well. It's a different flow too. His flow is so much different. It's fast and it's really syncopated and rhythmic, and it's just
Yeah.
timed really well. It's hitting on every single up and down. Then the song after that, "One Train," didn't really care for that one. And I had a bone to pick with you
Uh-oh.
because last record review, you talked about how Jay-Z was so innovative because he was talking about fashion designers and this and that, and he was dropping all these fashion people names. And I said, I think that's being done quite a bit. And you're like, I don't know if it is. Well, in fact, his ASAP Rocky has a song called "Fashion Killer," in which he's talking about fashion all the time in the song. And in fact, he references Tom Ford. So that's just something for the song. I didn't really care for that much,
But he
but
didn't make a song called Tom Ford.
we made a
But
song
it's
called
some fashion
"Fashion
killer.
Killer" where it's talking about
Uh,
everybody in fashion. Period.
but
Uh,
Drake is actually quoted in Rolling Stone saying that actually, yeah. So yeah, this is just a side thing. Drake is saying like, "Oh yeah, I think it's cheesy when people talk about fashion and rap," which that was a complete stab at Jay-Z. But he also made a stab at your boy Kanye, and
I'm sure it did.
he
Yeah,
said
Kanye drops people's names that nobody's ever heard of before. This is ridiculous. So.
Yeah, I mean, like Drake said, "Oh, I think his Swag Healy rhyme on his album was cheesy,"
It
and I'm
is
just
cheesy.
like, Drake, I'm on a roll like Cottonelle. How are you calling Swag Healy, which like a language that's a very insightful rhyme? I mean, come on, and it's
I mean,
clever. Like
rap.
Swag Healy, Swahili. It's a play on words. It's a good pun.
That's a good pun, and it's still cheesy. I mean, of all the people that should be, rap music and hip hop music, especially popular rap and hip hop music, should not be making fun of anybody for being cheesy. I mean, like
Yes.
I, when I talk about lazy rhymes, and I can't, I'm not going to say the line because it wouldn't be appropriate. But in that song, let's see, "Fucking Problems," I don't like it when rappers these days use the same word at the end of every bar in order to make their rhyme. Like if I were to say,
Oh.
Michael and I do a podcast, we're wilding out on the podcast, we're
And
singing
then
songs
we're
about
killing
the
it with the
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah, it's like you can't. That's. I mean, I see what you're doing, but it's just like, I don't
I
know.
think
I don't
I
like that.
I agree with you, but I'll allow it if it adds to the narrative. Like if Eminem's telling this really intense story about how he got beat up as a kid and how it's affected him psychologically and how he wants to kill his girlfriend or whatever. Like if it's a good narrative, then yes, I'll allow that. But if it's just like I went into the club and then I got drunk and then I went home and then I got drunk. If it's like that and it's not adding to the narrative, it pisses me off.
Well, yes, I definitely agree with that, and I mean, there's a lot of rappers and songs that I like that do that. You know,
Yeah.
worst behavior. You know what I mean? Like I like
Yeah.
that song, but it's the same thing over and over again. It's just a little lazy.
It
But
is.
more than anything, 9 times out of 10, if I like a song where that happens, I have to ask myself, do I like the song? I'm sorry, do I like the rhymes or do I like the beat? I mean,
Yeah.
he could be speaking, they could be speaking German or something, a language that I don't even know. And if it had a fat beat, I'd be like, okay, this makes sense. But that's beside the point. I digress, and I'll wrap up here. The song "Phoenix," I love this song. It's a Danger Mouse produced track. Very talented producer. It's a piano driven song.
Hmm.
It's more of a full song. You know, a lot of rap songs and hip hop. I'm not trying to paint with too wide of a brush, but they do the whole verse chorus thing in a way where it's just looped. You know, whereas
Yeah.
a band might have a verse, but it might have multiple parts within that verse that make
Hmm.
it up. But anyways, this song rocks more like an actual band type of song. It's just got this piano driven song, and it's just very pretty, and it's kind of neat that he did that. And
Hmm.
I love his some of his rhymes on it. It's some really thoughtful rhymes. I don't have the lyrics written down in front of me, but it's definitely a good song. All in all, I'll wrap it up right here. I thought the record was good. It's not something I would have picked up and listened to right away, but it is a very interesting and forward thinking rap record. I give it a B. Give it a solid B.
Nice.
Yeah,
Cool, man.
good recommendation.
Thanks. I appreciate that. I knew you would like it because a lot of you don't know this, but Jay actually makes these fat beats in GarageBand, and I just know after knowing your style and how you hated Jay-Z's album, I
Yeah,
knew that you would love the beats on this
yeah, I really do
because
enjoy it.
I liked the beats a lot on Jay-Z's album, but these beats here are just different, and you're like all about different and like cool different.
Yeah.
And that's what ASAP brought here. I mean, it all had a similar theme to it. It had a darkness to it, and you're right, it did switch up a lot and change a lot of gears. So I mean, that's why I picked it for you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Fucking problems.
Yeah, I think I've nailed down why Lil Wayne is not that great of a like why he doesn't put out amazing albums that you can listen to from beginning to end is
Yes.
because I think it's due to the register of his voice. Because like if you've got a mid-range voice and you're just like like Pac's got kind of a lower voice. He's just like I've got keys coming from overseas. And,
Yeah.
like that you can listen to that a little while. It's got that kind of rotund sound and it's nice and smooth. But
It
with
just sounds
Wayne,
whiny. Wayne sounds
yeah,
whiny. Wayne,
Yeah, like
little.
I got F a problem. I'm Lil Wayne rapping it.
Yeah, like I can't handle too much of that.
I mean, people are gonna think, "What the fuck are you talking about?" when I say this, but Little Wayne's register and Snoop Dogg's register aren't too far off. But it's their delivery that really changes it.
Snoop's is more drawn out.
Wayne likes to go hard, but Snoop's, he's got that real
Smooth.
smooth. Yeah, real smooth.
Snoop, dope. Yeah, you just
Yeah,
listen to Snoop and you're just like, yeah,
yeah,
what's
it's
up,
all about
Snoopy, little
delivery.
double jizzle?
He's never aggressive.
No, he's not. He was
Never aggressive.
even in his like
Gangster
hardcore
days, he was. Yeah.
gangster days. Yeah, he's just smooth delivery.
Yeah.
But Wheezy Tunchi, he is just not. He's just hitting it hard, and it's good for like lines. It's good for like a verse, like really quick, and you're just like, that was really clever. But his writing, like with ASAP's album, I didn't really focus too much on the lyrics. Nothing really popped for me. It wasn't as rich lyrically as I felt Jay-Z's was, but the beat was really good.
I thought Phoenix probably had, to me, the richest lyrics. And I wish I had them in front of me. I apologize, but somebody go read them and look them up. I think that's the only lyrical song that stood out to me on this record. So,
yeah, definitely. Anything else you got for this?
No, I'm good. You want to chit chat about it a little bit?
I don't really have too much to say about it. I mean, I feel like all the songs are thematic. It's a lot of songs to listen to all at once.
It is, yeah.
For me, I just like to I would recommend picking out the favorites and listening to them, which I loved Ghetto Symphony. I loved Angels. Angels has just got that, it's just got a fat hood beat. I just I just sit back and listen to it. And then Wild for the Night, and then Effing Problems. The pop ones, of course. But I liked how Skrillex kind of did that. I liked how they blended it with that deep register tone. Wild for the Night, and the wow, that type of thing. That was really cool. That's all I got to say about it, really.
Do you like the record? Do you like it?
Yeah, I like the record a lot. I like it a whole lot just because it's so different and it's dark and you just get a lot of moods from it. I mean, it's not something for me that I would have picked up and listened to on my own, but Eric Blair recommended it to. It's not like he's in heaven. I don't know why I pointed up. Should be pointing like there, but he recommended it to me and I liked it. The grade I gave for it is a B.
Yeah. Okay. So
I mean, the beats are cool. It's not my favorite. Like, for me to get an A, you've got to, like, kill it lyrically, and I got to feel the beat. I mean, it's just like, if I don't feel the beat and I don't like it, man, sorry.
I will say it's not the most memorable record. It's interesting to listen to, and I think people should listen to it, but I don't know if it's the most memorable record. That Wild for the Night song, though, I think that's a really memorable track. Like, I could throw that song on any playlist, not any playlist, but any, like, definitely rap playlist or hip hop playlist and be really down for it or into it. That's probably the most memorable song. For me, though.
But I mean, like, as far as A$AP Rocky as a rapper, like, I hear a song, I'll come on the radio, and I'll be like, oh, that's Biggie. Oh, that's Tupac. Oh, yeah, that's Lil Wayne. Oh, yeah, that's Drake. That's Jay-Z. But I feel like right now, at least, A$AP Rocky just kind of blends in, like, voice-wise.
I agree. There's times when I thought he sounded a lot like Lil Wayne on this record. Like, his flow sounded like Wayne. And then there's times where I thought his flow sounded a lot like Kid Cudi. So,
and honestly, him and Kendrick Lamar collaborate some, and I'm just like, which one's Kendrick and which one's A$AP? Yeah. I'm just like, Well, I could tell a difference now after listening to Kendrick more. I think he stands out a little bit more. But, I mean, I don't think he has that distinguishable voice yet. I'm really looking forward to see in the future what he's going to do and how he finds his voice more. Because I think he's talented. The beats are good. I'm just curious to see what he churns out.
Right. So let's see. How much time do we have left on this episode here?
About 9 minutes. But yeah.
Yeah, we might cut it short.
Yeah, I honestly didn't look at my clock when we started. So one
thing that I want to do that's a little bit different, that we've been doing a little bit different.
Yeah.
We typically both recommend records for each other, but I think since this was your record that
Mhm.
you recommended. Why don't you go ahead and tell me what you want me to listen to next, and then on my record that we do on the next episode, I'll recommend yours. So, do you have a record picked out for next week yet?
I do actually.
Okay.
I had to look it up because I forgot the album name. For the record that I'm picking for you next week, Mr. Williams, Sir Williams,
Yes.
Pimp Daddy, is "Good Kid, Mad City" by Kendrick Lamar.
Okay. A little bit of a theme.
Yeah, and I'll tell you the reason why I'm picking it is because I think it was the Grammys was a little while ago,
Yeah.
and Kendrick Lamar was up for one for Album of the Year along with Macklemore for Album of the Year, and Macklemore of course won, but Macklemore straight up came out and said, I think Kendrick Lamar's album should have won over mine. And I read this in the same Rolling Stone article about Drake, and Drake criticized Macklemore for this. He was like, dude, if you don't think your album is good, then don't say that. Take the win. Just take the win and don't give credit to Kendrick Lamar. Like, if you don't feel like you made a good product, then make the next one even better. Like, but don't do that. Don't say that. So that was Drake's reasoning for that.
I don't like that.
I mean, Drake, this is also the same interview where he's just like, oh, I'm going to make fun of Philip Seymour Hoffman because he's dead. But, well, not really that. I think I do have a bone to pick with Rolling Stone because Drake only agreed to do the Rolling Stone cover he only agreed to do the interview if he could get the cover. And what did he do? He did the interview, and they didn't give him the cover. They gave Philip Seymour Hoffman the cover, which Drake was cool with. What Rolling Stone should have done is held the article and gave him the cover on the next one.
Yeah.
Because you need to keep your word. You need to say what you mean and mean what you say.
Wow.
And I just think that's crappy for them to do that to Drake.
I don't like that that what he had to say about the whole Macklemore thing, just because he thought that Kendrick Lamar had a better record doesn't mean that he thought his record was bad. He just thought somebody's was better. You know what I mean? Just like I don't think that Drake's record is bad, but it wasn't my album of the year. You know what I mean? I mean, it doesn't really. Yeah. It's a weird kind of thing to say. Get off your high horse, Drake. Go back to go back to Toronto.
I also found out in that interview that he likes home pools. He wants to build the largest water park in the world at his home pool in Los Angeles.
And now a break from our sponsor, Drake World Water Park. Starring Kevin Costner.
Oh my God.
And the girl from Andre.
Oh my God, dude. I totally forgot about that movie, Andre.
Well, do you get the reference? The girl from Andre was a little girl in Waterworld.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
First of all, how do you even... That's two obscure references.
No, she's also the same girl from Napoleon Dynamite.
What? Oh, my gosh. Dude, did you have a crush on this girl when you were a kid?
No.
No. Waterworld, Andre.
For the record, for all the podcast people out there watching or listening, I'm the annoying guy that will watch a movie with a group of friends and be like, oh, that guy in the background on that ladder behind the tree, that's such and such from this really obscure movie back in the 90s when all I did was I would hang out with my family and they would just sit me in front of the TV so I'd behave.
Well, dude,
I love my family, but that's what I did.
Too.
Or they just set me in front of the TV, and that's why I'm so obsessed with
movies. I think that's why we're best friends is because we're both grew up in front of the TV and we loved it. And then when we got together, we're just like, hey, well, let's talk about what you saw, and then I'll talk about what I saw, and then we'll watch more TV together and make obscure references. But that was one that even got past me. I was surprised. For me, Devon Sawa from Little Giants, and then to Idle Hands, when that movie came out. And he's kind of disappeared now, except he was in Eminem's music video, Stan.
Yeah.
and that's the last I've heard from him. I'm forgetting Casper, which came out around the same time, which also had Christina Ricci, and she came back and did Black Snake Moan, which that's a weird movie. Like that's different, It's
Yeah.
Have you seen Black Snake Moan?
I've seen bits and pieces of it. Doesn't it have Justin Timberlake in it?
Yeah. It's got it's just really messed up. Like Black Snake Moan it's a double entendre. That's all I'm going to say on the podcast.
Gotcha. Well, I think we should wrap it up so we can go ahead and work on this next one.
All right. Sounds good. I don't know how we got off talking about Christina Ricci, and
I have no idea either.
I think it was Drake's fault. Freaking Drake in his home water park is. Yeah. Let's just okay. We'll see you next week, guys, when we review the 1975 album.
Not next week, next episode.
Oh yeah, next episode. Duh. All right. Catch you later.